This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, I went out for a walk this morning and didn't realize that Minnesota, we're going to go from 90 degrees to 59. Holy God, it was chilly.
You got to love it, don't you?
I made it through. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, you get used to it after a while, but at first it's like, holy God, is it cold out here? But you do adjust. We were just talking off the air about this whole Jack Black thing. What's the other guy's name?
Kyle Gass.
Kyle Gass. Is that Craig's brother?
I actually have no idea.
Oh,
I don't know. I'll look it up though.
I'll call him if you don't have the answer. We got to have him on. He's magnificent. His story about Christopher Walken, I love to hear it every time he's in studio. It's a great story. But in any case, so Jack Black is in a band with Kyle Gass, and this was at a concert.
Yes. So to just kind of fill everyone in here, they were doing a concert. I forget exactly where, but their concert isn't just the walk out on stage with instruments and we play songs and we're done in a tight 30 minutes. They're a pretty popular band for that demographic, and they sell out and they do kind of like bits and stuff. So it was Kyle's birthday the other night during the show, and they had this whole kind of theatrical thing happen, but it came to like, oh, Kyle, blow out the candles on this cake and make a wish. And he kind of made a tongue in cheek, next time, don't miss Trump. And everybody was like, oh, well, what was that? And then Jack Black the next day came out with a post that said, essentially, I was kind of shocked and torn by the comments made during the show last night. I made the decision for myself that I'm going to step away from the band for now. I won't be appearing on the rest of the tour. Pretty much saying he's not going to interact with Kyle for the time being until either, who knows whether this just passes over or he actually feels that strongly about it. But I know it's been a little bit of a hotbed topic for their fan base here the past 24 hours.
What people do not understand, some people, I mean, obviously anybody with half a brain understands it, but a lot of people don't have half a brain. So that's the way. By the way, we're going to talk about that too. What's a subtle sign that someone is very intelligent? We're going to get to that. We're going to wait for Judd for that one.
Okay.
You got to do a three-way on you guys. Cause I mean, I already know that I qualify. So, yeah. I'm so smart. I just forgot what I was talking about. No, here's the problem. And again, it's not an oh, poor me thing. It's an educational thing. I've been through this a couple of times where a couple of my relatives got murdered. One of them I was very close to. He's just a great guy. And what people who say things like that, like, oh, he should have shot and killed Trump, blah, blah, blah. You don't like Trump. So you automatically don't like his wife, his children, his grandchildren. It affects everybody, you dumb bastards. It's not funny because there are little kids going, oh man, what happened to my dad? What happened to my grandfather? You don't understand. It affects a lot of people, not just one person, the dead person. It affects everybody around them. And unless you've been through it, you should shut the hell up. I would guess. I would never say that to somebody about any, even if I hated the person who got shot, I would never say, oh, why don't you go get shot? Because I've been through it. You don't want to be, one was beaten to death with a pipe and the other one was thrown off the roof. The other guy got dismembered. That was before I was born. But not dismembered. They broke both his arms and both his legs. I wonder what he did.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
He pissed off somebody. But again, this is not about, oh, poor me, Tom. It's about learning from other people's experiences. Don't say things like that because you're affecting, who knows? You're probably affecting a couple of hundred people in a very bad way. Don't say things like that. It's not funny, first of all.
No.
Can you think of one person you wish was dead? And if you both say me, you're fired.
Tevin, you first.
Tevin, you
Gosh,
first.
where do I begin with this long list? No,
long
there's
list of people you hate?
no, there's nobody that I hate enough.
No.
From, like, I wish you would die. I just don't associate with you. And if it's a political figure, I mean, it's his job to make policies. You're not going to agree with everything. And if we start just assassinating every politician that we don't agree with, we're going to have no politicians left.
And once again, when I was your age, before we get to AJ, who's making up his story as he goes along, I can see by looking at him. But that was not only my great uncle and my uncle and all that, but it was John F. Kennedy, and it was RFK, and then it was Martin Luther King, and then it was all these people are being massacred in the streets. So I'm thinking to myself, we're headed in a really bad direction here. And I was 9 when Kennedy got killed. It just, you don't know what you're saying. And what do we see? The top 5 stories in the news yesterday were about people being killed in Minnesota. It's making a bad decision. If you encouraged one people to go, you know what, he's right, I'm going to go kill this guy I hate, then you should go to prison. You know, it just, why do you want to wish death on anybody? Right?
Yeah, the only thing I would wish is like the death of somebody's career sometimes.
Oh, I understand
because,
that.
like,
why'd you look at me when you said that?
I think I shifted to Tevin at the last second.
We should lose their jobs.
There's some people, wink, wink.
Okay, anyway.
Because, like, at the end of the day, a person is just a person. Like, really not that much power. But if they're in a position where they can affect all these changes and stuff, even if you disagree with them, I would like them being retired and just waking up on the farm or, you know, in their townhome or wherever. Right. It's just like, they're just a person making coffee at the end of the day. They can't really do anything there. So that's maybe more what people wish for is like, I just want this guy to retire so bad.
Well, yeah, that I understand.
Yeah. Cause I mean, on both sides, I know people are like, God, I wish that person was out of office. So.
Yeah, which is fine. You know, you get to have that opinion, but wishing them death, I don't want anybody hurting Biden or Trump.
That's a couple steps above.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah.
Let me just point out one thing, too. All these horrible men that are in this world. Now, how many women get assassinated? None.
That is true. Has there been a American woman to get assassinated?
Who was the law or the politician that got shot at that like grocery store in the head?
Was that in Arizona or something?
Yeah, I can't.
I can see her face, but I can't remember her name.
I was just thinking about this the other day, and I can't remember her name. Is it Kelsey Gifford or something like that?
That's pretty close. I think.
Gabby Gifford.
Gabby Gifford. There you go.
And then there was wasn't there a female politician that got attacked in her house with a hammer not too long ago?
Oh, too? Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, there we go.
But she wasn't in the house. Her husband was.
Oh, Paul, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her husband. And it turns out they never covered this part of the story, but there was a little bit of, you know, there was a bit of an attraction between the two guys, from what I understand.
Okay.
So it was like a love spat, actually.
Well, I wouldn't argue that makes it like any less.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No,
but there was a reason the guy got in the house. He didn't just break in like they said he did.
Okay.
Do you think the news is ever true?
No.
I don't either.
No problem. I think a lot of stuff, but I think it's more of just they inaccurately report because they lack some key details. They might not know it's like the right thing, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of people are rushing to be the first one with a news story.
Yeah,
so they just say the first thing that they see, and then nobody fact checks anything till later.
That's like with the newsroom or whatever, that old TV show. Who and your guy, who's the actor that is Jeff Daniels?
Oh, I love Jeff Daniels.
I think he's the star of it. Yeah, but it was like it's a fictional alternate reality thing where like it's a different news source in it, but they have this episode where it's the Gabby Gifford. Every other news source is like she, you know, pronouncing her dad and all this stuff, and they're like, we're waiting until we get an official like coroner release or whatever. And so just be a little more patient. Let's have all the information come so that you can accurately report.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I can guarantee you there are at least a couple of people out there that thought what I just said is anti-gay, which it is not in the least. Cheating on your wife is cheating on your wife. It has nothing to do with whether you're straight or gay. It's the cheating on your wife part and then trying to cover it up. You know, that's what I'm talking about. I treat everybody the same, like shit. Don't you think it's a good way to go? Just let's get that cooking and we'll just move forward. Yeah. And I don't know. And then, of course, you look at the other side, what's reported that and said, well, maybe they're lying. So you never know what really is true because they both lie their asses off. The far left and the far right. Boy, they could lie, man. No doubt about it. We got to take a break. What's that guy's name again? Jude? Oh, that's my dog. So it's not Jude. Judd Zulgad up next, right after this.
We have an NABC.
Oh, that's right. God, you know what? I need a floor director, and there he is, AJ. I don't want to talk about Bilski. I was trying to avoid it. Why'd you do this?
Well, he texted me. He's like, I need Tom to read that ad. And
Okay.
I said, I got you, Bilski. Anything you want.
Okay, we got it. Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That would be North American Banking Company. If you own a business or are thinking about starting one, make sure to check out my friends at North American Banking Company. When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, turn to their experts because they are locally owned and operated. Loan decisions are made here in the Twin Cities, not shipped out of state. This helps business owners expand with confidence, which Bilski's good at. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. And to get free shipping on your entire order, get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived. Won't last long. 6-pack towel sets, only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses, mattress toppers, 100% made in the USA. They're on sale for as low as $99.99. Matter of fact, everything's on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels, have the same technology as the bath towels. I said bath towel technology. You heard me. They actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and a lot more. To get the best prices ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back. Judd Zulgad, SKOR North, joins us now. I've been waiting for you to pop on so I could read this story.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the All-Star Game first? Because I didn't give a rat's ass and I didn't watch it.
The American League won.
Any big heroes?
No. I'm far more curious to hear this story than to talk about an exhibition game that, we all barely watched.
Yeah, I had to ask Tevin if it was even on last night. Now, when I was a kid, I used to watch it. It was all exciting. Oh, these are the All-Stars. But not anymore so much. Like, whatever. So they don't even get back until Saturday.
Yeah, they take the rest of the week off now. They're all off. They're all going to go to a beach or whatever they do.
Who do they think they are, Ginny Hubbard? I'll just take off as much time as I want. Yeah, no. I love picking on Ginny. Been doing it now for about 45 years. Maybe 55 years.
And that's Tom who picks on her. Yes, you can. That's Tom.
It's
Kevin,
Tom
AJ, and Judd are
Ginny.
very careful not to do anything like that.
Okay, we'll move on from that. Who loves you more than me, Ginny? That's all I have to say. Okay, so here's the deal. There's a question. What's a subtle sign that someone is very intelligent? I have not read this story yet, so I don't know. But I already told, Tevin and AJ, and I'll tell you, I'm just going to stay out of it because it's just a given, Listen to all the support.
Yeah, this involves the three of us. Yeah. I get it. Who's intelligent in three of these YouTube boxes?
Yes, there you go. Okay, here we go. Everyone knows someone who likes to boast about how much they know, which is actually not an indication of adult brain power. No, that is very, very true. Education is part of knowing a lot about everything. And if you didn't get an education, you're not going to know a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Unless you study it yourself. A lot of people do their own reading. They like to boast about how much they know, which is not an actual indication of brain power. There is a list online of subtle signs that someone is very intelligent. And here are some of the highlights. I'm going to go to the bottom and go to, because number one's usually the best. Okay, there are 10 signs. Okay, I'm glad I went to 10 because I didn't want to finish with 10. Because usually it's going to be bad.
Okay.
And it always is. Okay, so I want you three to look at each other. I'm glad we got pictures here. One sign of intelligence is when you have a giant head.
They just got a pretty big head, I guess. Yeah, look how smart you are, big brain over there.
Oh my God.
And great hair as well.
Yeah.
What's 9? What's 9?
I would say 10. 10 doesn't really fit any. Who's got a giant head?
I mean,
How
out
would
of the three of us, AJ.
And how would a giant head? I don't even get that one.
I don't either.
No,
I don't understand.
like
that
is
either.
like unproportionately big. I don't know.
Yeah, like more brain packed in. Like you got more brain.
Just a lot of empty room in there.
Okay, this next one means that not one person in radio is intelligent.
Oh.
When they are observant and listen more than they talk.
Sorry, what was that?
What'd you say?
You know what that is though?
What?
That's a great way that if you're sort of dumb to look smart.
Yeah, that's true. Just be
Mhm.
quiet.
So like you're intelligent enough to know you're dumb, so you're quiet. Which, by the way, I do think that there is something to that statement. I think
I
the
do.
smartest people are the ones who know that they're not that smart
Yeah, that's a very good point. I like
because
that.
they come off as smart and then we're fooled.
So that's one we kind of all agree on there, don't you?
I'm
think?
with that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Number 8, when they're able to explain something complicated in simpler and more readily understood terms.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I hate people who think they're smart and try to make it confusing by showing how smart they are. Well, you're actually showing what an idiot you are. You're wasting both our time.
Or if you need to know how to do one thing, like just do one thing, and they want to explain everything about it.
Right. Absolutely. Number 7, when they can adapt their communication style, vocabulary, tone, and content to fit the situation and the people they are talking to. I don't really understand that one, so maybe I'm not all that smart, but what do you mean you change although I will tell you, I did notice growing up as a kid that some of the people I knew, not my friends, but some of the people I knew, if they were talking to this guy, let's say a white guy, they talk like this, then all of a sudden they'd be around some black friends. Yeah, what would be happening? I was like, where did that come? You've been through that, I guarantee.
Oh yeah, like I think just trying to be. They're probably talking about being like a chameleon and being able to fit in whatever room.
Right.
Yeah, that you go into for sure.
Does that work though? Like to me, that's condescending. So
Yeah.
like, if you know that someone's doing that, I don't know that works. You'd have to be.
Yeah, I mean, if you like go to like Japan and start speaking with like a Japanese accent, that's probably not great.
If you speak Japanese, right, then you're fine. But,
Yes.
but if you take a dialect approach, yeah.
I could get myself in huge trouble just by giving an example of what you're talking about. But who was good at that was Jerry Lewis. Remember when he used to speak it was the worst Japanese accent I've ever heard. It's like, Jerry, Jesus.
Yeah, it's like the people that work in restaurants and they'll go talk to people in the kitchen that are usually Hispanic, and then they'll say English words but with like a Spanish accent, and I'm like, that doesn't help them understand what you're saying any better. No.
Yep, I do have a friend. You go eat at a Mexican restaurant or any Spanish style restaurant. Tom, what would you like? The burrito sounds pretty good. Bill, what are you going to have? Arroz con pollo. Like, where did that come from? Although there's a commercial now that corrects someone. Carne. She says carne, and it's carne. It's carne. Not, this is America. It's not carne. It's carne. Shut up. You say carne, I'll say carne. Right?
Yeah, and I'm going to mispronounce it probably. So
Yeah,
that's my cross to bear.
I basically said, oh, asshole. No, it's not the asshole. Okay? Get it right. Number 6, when they ask a lot of questions and they aren't worried about being perceived as stupid for asking them. That is the number one sign to me of intelligence, is you can dumb yourself down and not worry about it. Most people will not do that.
That's absolutely true.
It is. There's no question.
Yep.
Basically, here's the deal. Number 5, when they can understand someone's opposing view. Oh my God, this is the one home run, baby. When you can understand someone's opposing view without having to agree with it or get angry over it. This is what I've been saying. These people on the far left and far right are morons. They're stupid. They just don't understand. This is, number 5 is my favorite so far. Without having to agree with it or get angry over it, or when they can hold 2 opposing ideas in their head at the same time, which smart people can do. That's how you end up in the middle, because you can see both sides are not doing a good job. And I'm not talking about Democrats and Republicans. I'm talking about far left and far right, right? How do you guys think by harming other people, you're really the hero here? I don't get it.
I think it's how a lot of people think, though. Like I think we do,
yeah.
You know, since 2016, I think we have been faced with the fact that this is how a lot of people think.
That they don't mind harming other people,
and they don't want to think outside the box.
No,
because there can't be that. You know, as many people who have views now, they can't all be stupid. So like they're choosing to purposely not do what 5 says, which is, you know, try to grasp both sides.
I don't know why you wouldn't look at both sides of everything. That's how you learn things, right?
You know what? In my world of sports, it's the same thing as the people that are fans of a team and will never see the bad.
Oh yeah, there are those. That's true, because it makes them wrong. That's the real point there.
Yeah, but I mean, I've always been like, you should be, if you're a fan of the team, you should be harder on the team than anybody because you want them to win.
Right.
And they're like, no, the team knows what they're doing. And I've always said, do you really think that every like GM of a sports team is that smart? Like,
no.
Do you think they're all really highly intelligent? I mean, first of all, it's sports. And second of all, like I've always been, the one thing in the adult world that drives me crazy now is, you know, when you're a kid, you think adults are right. So it's like when you get to be an adult, you think, well, now everyone should believe I'm right. There's a lot of stupid adults.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
And we also should admit, we don't know what we're doing half the time. That's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this whole, it drives me crazy. This whole, you know, I still meet people younger than me now who are the same buffoons who are like, you know, my name's not Mr. Thomas, it's Ted. My father was Mr. Thomas.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you're just a loser. Just shut up. Drive the kid to hockey. Just shut up and watch the game and go home and be happy you have a job.
There you go.
Sorry about the rant. It just drives me.
No, we love the rant. I love the rant. We need more ranting.
Yeah. The adult world drives me absolutely nuts. Just say, you know what?
I agree.
I know more now because I've been around the block, but as far as this highly intelligent, I have a view on things, just shut up.
I agree. But I'm so glad that they threw that in there.
It's good.
Because if you're that extreme in your political views, you're stupid as hell. You know, are we ever going to accept people for what they are, or do they have to be just like you, or you don't like them? You're an idiot. I'm sorry, but you are really stupid.
Yeah.
Let me say stupid again. I like that. That worked.
Yep. And I also don't get why are people so wed to one side of the fence in politics?
I don't get it either. I don't get it.
Like this, it doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Here's a perfect example. Jimmy Carter. Did he do a great job as president? No. Was he a very nice man? Yes. I mean, Jimmy Carter was a very, very nice man, very intelligent guy. Did things work out? No, not really. But do I hate him for it? No. I enjoyed listening to him speak. He was a very caring guy, right?
Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he did some things very well.
Some things, yes.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and that's going to be true. But I think the bottom line of the president should be, don't embarrass us.
Yeah, well, there is that. But they're really good at that right now.
And that, by the way, yeah, exactly. That goes both ways.
Oh, it does.
That's not picking on one side. That's just saying, just don't embarrass us.
No, that's it. I like it. When they feel challenged by new things, not threatened by new things. I like that. That's good. That makes sense.
Yeah. That can be hard, but that's true.
Yeah. Number 3, when being taught to do something new, they care just as much about why it should be done a certain way as they do about what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dumber people think they're being really sharp because they want to change the way they do it, which is not as good as the original way to do it.
Yep. Or when or when somebody will tell you how they're doing something and you're like, well, why do we do it that way? And they just like, well, because I said so. Like, no.
I said so.
Yeah. Or we've always done it that way. That's nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, that's
we've always done it this way. Well, does that mean anyone's thought about it?
You're absolutely right. You're right. Number 2, when they're very good at problem solving, they always approach the problem from the right angle, even if it's something they have no experience with. Well, and that's good to do too. That's part of learning as well. Do they still teach how to approach problems in school? Because they did when I went to St. Joe's and St. Anne's. They definitely did.
No idea.
No, so I have no idea.
I have no clue.
So.
Yeah, I mean, when I graduated, they had this thing called it really was a weird school because they had International Baccalaureate, which is like, you know, it's like how to approach things. It's not like, well, they did this because it's like, to what extent did this happen, or like, why is this? So they had all these different things, but it's about like critical thinking and trying to teach you to like look at it from like different point of views on how to attack different issues and stuff like that. So I don't know if every school does that, but Fridley, they don't, not a lot right going on there, but that was one of the okay things.
So he's just laughing over here.
Just taking a shot at Fridley. He's like,
just left and right. You like turn this entire list into a reason to rip Fridley down. Poor Fridley.
That's all right.
That's okay. But Bilski just called in and canceled his program. And, he's very attached to Fridley. But, don't worry about it. Number 1, I agree with 100%. This is how you show that you're intelligent. No question. When they may admit a mistake and they know they don't know everything. You have to be intelligent to know you don't know everything. I would agree with that 100%. Right?
Yeah, you got to be able to find who does know the things you don't know to figure your stuff out.
No question about it. That was a pretty good list, I thought.
It's a good, 10 is very questionable, and after that, I think it's good.
Yeah, 10. That was the one, the giant head one. I don't get that one.
Yeah, that's so weird.
What is that called again? When your head explodes, it just gets big and then you die. There is a disease that babies used to get it. Is that gross? You're
called gross.
Disturbing.
Disturbing.
Macrophaly. Macro. I'm not smart enough to say this word, but
see, if your head would grow, Tevin, you'd be like,
yeah,
a condition where the infant's head circumference is larger than 97% of other children. The same age. Yeah.
Tevin, props to you for being smart enough to acknowledge that you didn't know how to say that.
I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty intelligent.
Macroencephaly, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's MACROCEPHALY.
That's macrocephaly.
There we go.
There you go.
I can spell as long as I'm looking at the word.
As long as you're looking at the word you can spell, that's a good.
You did a great job. You know what? Kudos to you.
I think he did a wonderful job.
Exactly right.
It was proven to me that I'm not working with 3 idiots, so that's good. I'm glad to hear that, don't you think?
Well, so far it's been proven. I mean,
could fall apart at any minute.
It's the morning. It's the morning. You got all afternoon, evening for things to change, Tom. I'm not sure I'd take that to the bank.
Okay, for the next 3 days, we don't have any baseball, basketball, football. Do we have anything? No hockey? We got anything?
No. We basically don't. But I will say this. Did you guys discuss the update on the terrible anthem before the home run derby?
Oh, she's a booze hound. It's sad.
I think it's genius.
I think
it's absolutely genius. If she had just done the anthem well before a home run derby, no one talks about. She is famous in her world, but I'd never heard her name before.
No, either.
Now I know her name. I know she's going to rehab. I'm damn near invested now. I think this is genius.
I can't wait for a comeback album.
Yeah.
My guess is she is going to try to glom on to Taylor Swift's coattails too as well, and get Taylor to take some sympathy. This is a career launching pad.
Yeah. She starts dating Travis Kelce's backup.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
Are those 2 kids still together?
Oh yeah, they're going strong.
Oh, they are. Okay.
I was telling Tevin before the show this morning, for the home run derby, these nonsense events where we don't need a national anthem. If you insist on singing I think somebody should have to have a couple shots beforehand. Like that was interesting. Like, the national anthem for the most part is pretty boring as is. That at least got the people talking, and it united the nation in a time of need.
I like it. Look at that. He made 2 fists when he said that. United the nation, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how important.
And now she's a huge household name.
Yep.
Quick, Judd, what's her name?
Microencephaly.
Ingrid
Bergman.
I've got it right here, but I won't look.
It's
Ingrid. Ingrid.
It's like Ingrid Andressen or something.
Okay, well, I got Ingrid right.
Ingrid.
We're on a first name basis. Don't you come at me. Don't you come at me. Ingrid and I, we are on a first name basis. In fact, I'm going to find out what facility she's at. I'm going to call her every day and see how things are going.
Do you think there's a chance? Because remember, they used to list your last name first, and then your name would be your last name, comma, your first name.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take Ingrid Access or whatever the hell it is, what is it? Andress. Ingrid Angress.
Yep.
So if you put Ingrid AI, is it even a real person?
Oh, we all been tricked?
We've been tricked.
Oh, you talk about problem solving.
Yeah, baby. AI just happened to be
AI. She's not even real.
She's not even real. I'm telling you. No wonder she sounded boozy. They didn't charge her properly.
She's not going to rehab. She's going to the charging store.
Yeah, she's going to Target and plug in. It'll be phenomenal.
Who's got a 3-prong around here?
All right, Palomino, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, we will talk again. See you guys.
Thanks a lot. Judd Zulgad, ladies and gentlemen, SKOR North. Take a break, be right back. Of course, Chris Egert, the Wanderer.
Yeah.
He's giving it today, but not tomorrow, Friday, or Monday.
The guy's, he's got PTO. He's going to use it. He's got a big vacation planned.
I think we need to reel in Hannah for all 3 shows. That's what I think.
It sounds like she works harder than Chris, though. She might not have the time.
Well, who doesn't work harder than Chris? I mean, let's be honest. It doesn't do much, but, oh, look, I'm a pretty man on television. That's his whole job.
He's just nodding like, yeah, I know I'm pretty.
I know I'm pretty. Stand by. I'm so pretty. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold's an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week. I talk to Josh about every day, as a matter of fact. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market, the economy. He knows how to plan for your retirement. Do not put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice, and I am a paid endorser.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Yes, you are, ladies and gentlemen. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Vacation from what?
I get a lot of time off. I don't use it either. So I sorry.
It's just unbelievable. I'm trying to reel Hannah in to do the 3 shows you're going to miss. And now I find out she works harder than you do.
She does work harder than me. Listen, it doesn't take much. I don't work hard, but I am here a lot. Does that make sense?
Just you're present. That's all that matters.
Right. And that's even questionable, really, honestly, most days of how I might physically be present, definitely not mentally present.
Well, that's a whole different. I've seen it happen. So,
It was weird. Like Monday, I went in and I was at my desk, and all of a sudden I turned around. It just felt like this presence. Chris was just standing there, like eating some crackers. And I was like, how long have you been staying? He goes, like 45 minutes. I got nothing going on right now.
Honest to God.
That's funny you say that, AJ. First of all, that was a lie.
Okay.
I feel like every moment of every day, and particularly in the morning shift and doing the podcast, and I do 2 different shows. Like, I feel like I'm going every minute of every day. There's a couple people around here who I observe standing around just talking for 45 minutes a day. And I'm like, dude, go freaking do something. It drives me insane.
And then that person's going to complain later, like, God, I can't believe I had to stay late today. 45 minutes early.
You guys all work with people at certain points in their lives, who want to constantly tell you how busy they are instead of just going and getting their crap done. You know what I mean? Don't tell me about the labor pains. Show me the baby. Get it done.
They use, there's a business term for that person. It's called It's called a GM. So
not here.
No, not here, Tom. Not here.
Once again, that was
here.
Tom.
The other guys.
Who would be our GM? Is that Dan?
Yeah.
Well, Ginny, right?
No, Ginny.
Well, Ginny's all. Well, then I got it
Dan.
named.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Her name is Ginny Morris, and it's GM. Oh God! Here we go.
That's just occurring to you right now.
She was. Oh, leave me alone, vacation boy. Jesus, he's ready to run out the door in 10 minutes, and I'm the bad guy. Okay, we'll see how this works.
I'm just kidding, Tommy.
Yeah, sure. So, are you going to go somewhere?
Chicago.
Oh, I love Chicago. Is it settling down with the murder?
No.
What hotel are you staying in at? What's your room number?
I don't know, and it's a basketball trip, so we're going to basically go to Chicago and sit in a gym for 5 days. But you know what? At least I won't be at work.
You going to go to Gene and Giorgetti, the best Italian restaurant in Chicago?
I don't feel like that will probably be high on our list, but
wonderful. You got to go.
I'd like to. I would like to do some touristy stuff, but we're sort of at the mercy of the basketball schedule, so we'll see.
It's all true. No, I loved working in Chicago. It was a wonderful, wonderful town.
I've always wanted to live there. I always thought it'd be a cool place to live because it's big city, but it's Midwest. So,
yeah, that is true. You're absolutely right. I loved living in New York. It was great, and working and living in Chicago was great. They're totally different, though. They're completely different cities.
Sure.
But I love both of them. They're wonderful.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, Chicago invented kitten ball. What more could you ask for?
Nothing. I don't know what more you could ask for.
Pretty snazzy. Since you're going to be sitting around.
Speaking of that.
What? What?
It's not funny. I'm not laughing. So just to be clear.
You were just laughing, you liar.
No, it was my segue I was laughing at.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
You said kitten ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Changing gears.
Somebody threw a cat off a 12-story balcony in Minneapolis, and they're trying to find. And the cat lived, And they're trying to figure out. Yeah, it happened a ways back. What was the date?
Hit an awning. I remember that happening. Yeah,
June 24th. Yeah, we had it in the news, but they can't. And the cat's going to be okay. I mean, it's still like it's little paws and stuff are all wrapped up, but it survived. But they there's an organization called In Defense of Animals offering $2,500 for information. It sounds like they've got like zero to go on.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they had a picture of the guy doing it.
What's that?
I thought they had a picture of a guy doing it on.
No, I don't think so. This was Parkview Apartments on North 12th Avenue. So they don't have much to go on, and so they're trying to figure out who did it because that's obviously messed up. Anyway, that cat ball that made me think of that. Sorry.
Why would you ever want to throw an animal off a 12?
Yeah, I don't know. You get someone's deranged, right? Like,
and I'm no detective, but the cat lands on the ground. You look up. Here's the row of balconies in this vicinity. Now let's go into the apartment building, and we're going to need a list of all the people that live on that side
who have a cat. Right.
Have a cat. Shouldn't be too hard to figure
out. I guess the question is how many people were truthful in saying they had a cat there. Is it, so were they even there legally? Was the cat, because you could have an apartment if you got a pet, or was it somebody visiting who threw somebody else's cat out? Somebody who was on crack or something, or so let's just say a guy and a gal are getting in a fight and they're drunk and the guy's like, "Oh, throw your freaking cat out, you stupid," and
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
I'm with you, Tevin, but on the other hand, I don't know, and I don't know what time of day it was, so.
Did the cat hit like a couple of awnings on the way down or something to slow it down?
It had a couple lives still remaining, so we're all set.
Oh, out of the 9?
Yeah.
By the way, AJ, way to go to work on Fridley earlier. You really laid that out.
Hey, it's fair. It's fair game. I went there.
What a mean guy.
Fine. Everybody's fine.
I'm just kidding. It was funny. I didn't think anything you pointed out was that critical. It was just funny how those guys were all laying.
I was say there are some other radio voices in the area that have said a lot worse about Fridley.
Yeah, AJ's not getting
Fridley.
Not here.
Oh, I was going to say, don't try to point the finger this way. Like I said, I have friends that live there, and the whole deal that are from there. I just I love friendly Fridley. There's no question. You know what I mean?
I can't believe Chris laughed about that story though.
Yeah, way to go, Chris.
What did I laugh about?
You were laughing about the cat thing.
Oh, yeah. Don't throw me over the edge here, AJ. I was only laughing because Tom said something about cat ball, and so I thought of anyway. I gotta go. I'm going on vacation. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, good God. Hannah, save us from Egert. Please.
Enjoy your vacation from me, Tom. How's that?
Oh, what a great break it's gonna be. I'm calling Catherine right now. There she is. Hannah. You got to fill in for Chris the whole 3 days he's gone. I've decided.
No, talk to my boss. Talk to my boss about that.
Who's your boss?
Who is my boss? Darren?
You're your own boss.
I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I don't have to talk to I'm talking to your boss right now. You need to show up tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. That's just how it is.
I don't know how to work this stuff.
She's got traffic to do right now. So
work what stuff? He's sitting in front of a microphone. You think that dope knows more than you do?
Okay, Chris sets all this stuff up every day. He says this is like a whole setup here.
Oh boy.
Oh.
All right, we gotta go.
All right, talk to you later. Goodbye. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Is he gone? Is he off?
He's off.
Good. I love working with that guy so much. Always have. Just a great guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Chris is awesome.
Good sense of humor.
I mean, he's a handsome guy, but he's nowhere near as pretty as Hannah. Do you think?
No, if I had to rank the two, I guess I would put Hannah over Chris.
Like way up over.
Yeah.
The top.
Just because she has 2 feet.
That's true. Yeah. That's very, very good. You should probably do that sometime. Go, how far am I sitting away from you? About 3 feet. How do you know? You only got one. Just tie it into everything.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if he's got like a vacation leg he packs.
We got to ask him. Let's write that
Okay.
down. I want to know. Is there like a compact one that you bring?
A leg for every occasion.
I've only seen the one that what's this, the aluminum pipe that he wears. It's not like a fake leg or anything. It's just
like a peg leg.
I guess he's a pirate now.
I've seen the one. The biggest one I've seen is because I've seen him out at the fair quite a bit when it's super hot and everything, and he wears shorts. But he's got this one that's like, it looks like carbon fiber almost, but it's got like a bluish design with some like an octopus like design on it, and then it's got, like you said, like a metal
octopus.
Hole. It's trippy. It's trippy.
What the hell?
I feel bad staring at it, but I want to look at it more because it's a cool design.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to be like, look at the guy with only one leg.
That would be fun. You know what I would do though? If I were Chris Egert, I would get a fake leg made with the tone of a black person and then claim to be mixed race. What do you think?
Yeah, he can be like 1/16 black. However far up his leg is. Yeah.
That's not very much actually when you look at it, but no, once again though, that's why I love working with Chris Egert, always have, because he's got a sense of humor about things. And Hannah, of course, adds quite a bit too.
Yeah, she's all right.
Mm-hmm. She's okay. I've seen worse. That's all I don't know how to work a microphone. You liar. She knows how to work microphone.
I also loved how her response to, "Hey, Hannah, you should come on the show." She just immediately goes, "No."
That was a long no of like, no, how can I, what's an excuse I can think of in the next 2 seconds?
The best. All right, we do have to take a break. Right back in a couple of minutes. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Just taking a look at some local news here. In reversal, man found competent to stand trial in brutal Loring Park murder. See, that one jumps out at me because until I was 4 years old, I lived across the street from Loring Park at 1200 Spruce Place. And so I hear Loring Park, I get these wonderful memories of hanging out. They had a little pond there. They still do, obviously, have a little pond. And although I do remember at 4 years old, I tried to go across what they used to call them the monkey bars, because you climb them like a monkey, like swinging your arms.
Yep.
Fell off and landed on my back. That really felt great. I will never forget that one. But yeah, every time I see Loring Park now, it's like, it brings back those great memories. But then this guy screws it up by murdering someone in Loring Park.
Yeah, Loring Park is a weird place. Because like during the day, it seems nice. And there's like some nice restaurants in the little area kind of over across from the sculpture garden there. And then, at night, stay away.
Is that one where streetlights are on and you should clear out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Although I will tell you, I've never met the person whose car it was, but I just love the fact, and it was always parked by Loring Park. His license plate said, I see you are 1-2. Get it? I see you are 1-2. That's pretty damn cool, don't you think? I wonder if they still have that license plate.
And also, like, 1-2 what? Like, what are you? Like, what is he saying that we are?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah. Once you have that on your license plate, what the hell are you saying?
What does it mean?
What does that mean? The man charged in the brutal murder of a beloved Loring Park grocery store clerk last winter was ruled mentally competent to stand trial on Tuesday on a reversal of an earlier determination that he was unfit to participate in his own defense. Taylor Justin Schultz, 45, was charged with second-degree murder in the death of Robert Scafty. I think it is Scafty. On December 9th, 2023, Scafty, 66, worked at the Oak Grove grocery store. I love that place. Was an acclaimed ballet dancer, employee at the neighborhood store for more than 2 decades. He was beaten and impaled with a golf club behind the counter. Oh, man, I don't remember this story.
I remember it vaguely, because it was big news, obviously, when somebody gets murdered with a golf club at a grocery store.
And again, yet another area that I grew up in, and well, that was a beautiful area back then, though. I'll tell you what, man. I mean, it still is visually, it's a very beautiful area. I just, it's a gathering place for some people. I don't know what the hell, but did they ever explain? This guy must be nuts. Earlier this year, Schultz refused to appear for a virtual Hennepin County District Court hearing, but was found mentally incompetent to stand trial by Judicial Officer Danielle Mercurio. I don't know if that's Paul's sister.
I think so.
I think it probably is. Based off a mental competency evaluation that was ordered in the aftermath of the killing on Tuesday, Judge Julia Dayton Klein asked Schultz's lawyer, Emmett Donnelly, during a virtual hearing if he objected to the new evaluation, which ruled Schultz competent to stand trial. And the quote is, "We do not have grounds to contest the opinion at this time," Donnelly said. So they think the guy is nuts. And just he's 45 years old. Looking at his picture, he does not look 45. He looks like he's about 65. Maybe it's just a bad picture. But yeah.
Yeah. And it sounds like he has severe anger issues, because they say he grabbed a golf club that just happened to be behind the counter and beat him till the club head broke off, and then impaled him with the broken club shaft.
God.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that just sad that people go that far off the deep end? Just holy God, what a sad story. But so situations they found him incompetent to stand trial, which they do a lot now, and I wish they'd stop doing that.
Yeah, that's the go-to kind of excuse anytime somebody commits a crime, is mental illness or something along those lines, to try and lessen the sentence and try and get out of it.
Who was the guy? And I cannot remember, and maybe you could find it looking it up.
Okay.
But they actually ran this on the news, and this is many, many years ago. This guy was being trying to be judged as mentally incompetent to stand trial, and the judge asked his opinion of his own mental state, and he said in court, "I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs." He actually said that to the judge. You guys even remember that slogan?
Yeah,
Cocoa Puffs?
the Cocoa Puffs.
For Cocoa Puff cereal. Yep. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And the guy says it in court. I can't believe that would help your case.
No. Like, how mentally ill are you? Well, have you seen that cereal commercial?
Yeah.
That's me.
That's me right there. So, yeah, I just, it's such a sad, I really wish this murder situation we got to do something about it. Everybody's being murdered everywhere. And, this guy is obviously nuts. Not only beating a guy to death and did nothing to him with a golf club, but then he stabs him on top of it. So just rage issues, the big part of it.
Yeah, that's got to be part of it. And like, I feel like Minneapolis and the world just as a whole has kind of lost its mind. Like they just charged the guy that committed a sexual assault outside in the middle of broad daylight.
Yeah, right.
In South Minneapolis, where a bunch of strangers had to come essentially stop him from attacking this young woman. So everybody, doesn't matter what time of day it is, it's just chaos in Minneapolis, it feels like.
Yeah, first of all, what caused it? Why has it gotten so big? Why aren't we doing anything about it? I mean, do you understand as a resident of Minneapolis why they don't do something about this?
I don't know, but it doesn't really seem like although I'll say now there's definitely more police presence at least.
Is there now? Good.
At least downtown, where you'll see them kind of out and about and kind of socializing with people kind of as they're walking around, and so hopefully that deters some things. But I mean, it's probably stems from the pandemic where there were no rules. Like it was just a lawless
good point.
time, and that just still kind of boils over.
Yep, that is a good point.
That's what Kristyn Burtt was talking about. She was just in Chicago. She said that like there a lot more cops like in groups kind of walking a beat, and I guess I had really only seen that in like movies where like a New York cop walks a beat or whatever, or like somebody out in LA, like that type of just, boots on, like literal boots on the ground presence, just interacting with the community. I feel like, to your point, Tevin, like since 2020, when everybody was like staying inside, it was like everybody was kind of dispersed. We haven't really gotten back to that. And so now having that relation back for the police force is probably nice.
Which is, I think, how it should be. And I guess I heard, like, because if you're out in the community, you're going to have a little bit more relatability when you go out to calls, and you're not just some random officer. And it's like, oh, that's the guy that comes and checks on my business every day, or that I see out all the time. So it should help.
Yeah, I don't understand how we ever got to my guess is this, how we got to the defund the police thing, and the police are evil and we got to cut the police force and blah, 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 blah. Those got to be people who live in, Whispering Acres, and they've never seen violence or crime in their lives, but they still get a vote. I literally think unless you live in that area, you should not be able to vote on what happens in that area.
Yeah, it's like when I vote, when you vote every year and it'll have like school board votes. I'm like, I skip that because I have no idea who
they even are.
Sally Joe is running for Minnetonka school board. I don't want to screw up. What if she's a terrible person? I don't want to screw up somebody's childhood.
What if she's a terrible person? Well, she could be.
You never know. I'm sure she's fine.
Are we making a comeback from all this anti-cop stuff and anti-this and you're this and you're that?
Oh yeah.
We are making.
You don't hear a lot about it. One, because people have a very short attention span. So the thing that they're upset about yesterday, they've forgotten about today. And I think they realized, it was cool and trendy to yell defund the police, but once all the police are gone, you realize you got to call somebody when there's trouble, and so you need the police.
All right, we got to take a break, but I just saw the headline. Once again, I thought I was going to have a city street named after me, and it went to somebody else. I'm deeply hurt. I grew up on that street, at least part of my life, but we'll have the story right after this. I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today, and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You damn right, ladies and gentlemen. Spike Moss, longtime Minneapolis activist, has City Street named in his honor. Speakers credited Moss as a key figure in desegregating the Minneapolis Fire Department, pushing to add more black officers to the police force. Spike Moss was a big name when, back in the day. It still is, obviously, having a street named after him. Mm-hmm. That's pretty damn cool. Mm-hmm. Minneapolis rarely renames its streets after living people, but the city made an exception on Tuesday as a stretch of Plymouth Avenue on the city's north side was rechristened Spike Moss Way in honor of an activist who spent decades working to improve the lives of black citizens. Harry Spike Moss, 78, fought for racial justice for decades, becoming one of the most well-known and outspoken activists in the city's history. Members of the community turned out in droves for the renaming ceremony. Joined by local officials who spoke of Moss's importance in the local fight for civil rights. Some 300 people were on hand near the intersection of Newton Avenue and the newly rechristened street in the heart of the neighborhood. His efforts were focused on improving. So it's right there at Plymouth and Newton, ladies and gentlemen, which is, well, Penn, just a couple of blocks down, you got Newton, then Oliver, and then Penn Avenue. That's a pretty busy intersection. Yeah, I mean, that what I love about that is I lived a couple of different spots on Plymouth Avenue. One was actually on 12th Street, which is one block south of Plymouth. We lived on 4th and 12th, or whatever it was. Yeah, 4th and 12th, 4th and 11th, something like that. And then later on Plymouth and Girard, and pretty much all over that area. 914 14th Avenue North, which is, of course, another block off Plymouth Avenue. So that's quite an honor to have a street named after you when you're still alive. That's a hell of an honor, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I think even after you die, I mean, you don't get to enjoy the acknowledgement, but like they don't just name streets after anybody.
Yeah.
Hey, did they take down the statue of Floyd B. Olson on Olson Parkway in North Minneapolis? I have, because I used to see it all. I don't think I've seen that thing in years. They must have taken that down years ago.
So I know who that is.
Floyd B. Olson.
But for the sake of Tevin, who probably doesn't,
searching it right now.
Can
you don't know who Floyd B. Olson is? Oh
yeah.
My God!
For the sake of Tevin, who probably doesn't, can you tell me who Floyd B. Olson is?
The former governor of the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, Tevin, how could you not know that?
Oh, he was the one that passed the one thing and did
the one that passed the one thing. Yes, exactly. That's him.
Exactly right. I didn't know he had a statue, for the record.
He did have a statue, but if I remember correctly, maybe you could find this. They found out some hijinks went on during Floyd B. Olson's governorship, but I can't remember. I mean, he was a big name in North Minneapolis, obviously. They named Highway 55 after him, Floyd B. Olson Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, did you find anything on him?
Nothing that says that the statue was taken down.
I just don't, and maybe it's still there, but I just don't remember seeing that because I still go down that street quite often. And I just don't remember seeing that statue anymore. Maybe a listener can tell us if it's there or not.
Yeah, it looks. I don't see anything that says it was taken down. I just see pictures of the statue now.
Oh, you do see pictures of it. What is it at? Like, was it right at Penn and 55?
Let's see here.
I think that's about where it was. I mean, I drove by it so far and walked by it so far so many times in my life. I don't, I never really paid attention to it.
Yeah, Penn Avenue and the Olson Memorial Highway.
Yeah, so it's Penn and 55. Yeah,
and it looks like he's actually got two.
Where's the other one?
Let's see here. Two very similar ones. They're about 12 or 13 miles apart. One is at Penn Avenue and Highway 55,
right,
not far from his birthplace in North Minneapolis, dedicated in 1940. The second is on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard on the western part of the grounds of the Minnesota Capitol.
Really?
That one in 1958.
That's in St. Paul.
Yeah, so he's got two.
I did not know he had two statues. What do you think of that?
You got to be extra special. I mean, he was, in my opinion, probably the best. You said governor that we.
What a disaster!
And we remember him fondly.
Yes, every time I drive down Penn and Highway 55, I stop and take a selfie. But Tom, I know you said you don't have a road named after you.
I do not.
But there is a Barnard Avenue, small stretch of road just north of Northfield, home of St. Olaf College.
Oh, sure.
That if you would like, we can start claiming that as your own.
Yes, I was named after. Is it spelled B-A-R or B-E-R?
B-A-R.
Oh, it's
so, yeah,
that's mine.
So that we can say that baby. Was dedicated to you.
Is that like squatters' rights? Like, could we just start claiming that it's for Tom, and then eventually, like, it's legally because of Tom?
How much does it cost to make a bronze statue of Tom that we can drive down there and just put on the side?
That might be spendy.
Let's start small. Let's do cardboard.
Yeah,
cardboard. That's good enough.
Yeah,
absolutely. The Reverend Alfred Babington Johnson, CEO of Minneapolis-based Stair Step Foundation, told the crowd that Moss was a key figure in the civil rights era who galvanized people around him in order to join in his push for equal rights. For more than 4 decades, he has operated as a watchman of our people, Babington Johnson said. He's embraced the lessons of history and applied them to his wisdom and called us to action to raise our voices and battle indignity. So, yes, the bottom sign says North Plymouth Avenue. Then the sign above that says North Newton Avenue. And the sign above that says Spike Moss Way.
I saw this on the news last night, and the officer, I can't remember if it was a sheriff or a captain that kind of gave part of a speech about it, but it was a nice little gesture of growing up in this town, in this neighborhood. There weren't a lot of heroes, but there was one, and it was Spike Moss. And then he kind of went into it, and it was a quick news package, so I didn't hear the entire one, but a name that I had I knew of, but never necessarily knew the extent of his actions and kind of what he did, but very cool and seems very well deserved.
Yeah. And back when it wasn't necessarily safe to be an activist, when you're getting, Martin Luther King getting assassinated and things like that, like today, you're not necessarily at risk of anything too bad happening to you just because of social media and a lot more acceptance these days.
Okay. Should I read the comments? I haven't clicked on it yet.
I'll let you pick and choose.
Okay, we're going to click on comments. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1 says, congratulations, Mr. Moss. That's from David Anger.
Not a lot of anger in that post.
No,
see?
There we go.
David Anger. I knew some Angers that spelled anger.
Okay.
So maybe it's David Anger 63. What an amazing list of accomplishments. Worth reading the full article. Fellow commenters. Rye Consult. And Hound Girl then says, well deserved. I'm glad it happened during his lifetime. So 3 comments, all of them positive.
That's fantastic. I think we should quit while we're ahead.
No, let's start ridiculing and criticizing Tevin.
Yes.
I think it's time. He's done nothing to help us. It's a disaster.
Yeah, I will not be getting a street named after me anytime soon.
We can maybe do like the hallway here.
Yeah, the Pittman Hallway.
Pittman Hallway.
I like the Pittman Hallway. I just saw this headline, and I don't know if I want to read the story or not, but holy Christ. Twin Cities DUI lawyer disciplined by state board in part for causing a crash while BAC was 0.32.
Oh, was this?
Holy Christ, that's some boozing, man.
Who was this, you said?
I didn't give his name yet. I'll click on the story and see if it gives. He's a DUI lawyer, though, a Twin Cities attorney who specializes in drunken driving cases. God, I hope now that I'm reading this, I don't know the person. I might. State Oversight Board, in part because he was convicted of causing a 2-car crash while driving with a blood alcohol 4 times the legal limit. State Office of Lawyers Professional Responsibility this week reprimanded Lonnie Lynn Johnson and placed him on probation until March 2026. Is there a picture of Lonnie? There's no picture of Lonnie.
Everybody okay from the crash?
Well, yeah, let's find out if I hope they're okay. But and then I click on a Royce White story, so that I got to go back.
What a big change of pace there.
Yeah, Royce White campaign claims to reimburse non-authorized charges of strip club.
Oh, so it wasn't just a catered lunch that he claimed it was going to be. There wasn't the chicken tenders for everybody. Okay, Royce.
Went after him. There you go. Johnson, 57, declined Wednesday to comment to the Star Tribune about the board's discipline. I'm trying to find out if anyone got seriously hurt in this. I mean, 0.32 is the crash occurred at 3:30 p.m. on June 4th, 2022 at Boone Avenue and Woodhill Drive. Johnson said he was driving home from work at the time. The hell you work at? Boozing?
If you're a lawyer that like specializes in this, you should know better. No.
Or also, driving home. Your excuse for drunk driving should not be driving home from work. Like, were you drinking at the office?
Exactly. Very good. Hey, leave that up to disc jockeys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Professionals.
It's one great thing about radio. There was no picture, so you could booze it up all you wanted. Nobody knew it. Except when you started to go, this is the Beatles.
Yeah. Well, the key is you take your picture while drunk for the website, so that way they just assume that it's the constant state.
Yeah. Johnson told an officer at the scene that he was unsure what happened, had not been drinking, and didn't have his driver's license or proof of insurance with him. Boy, he really had a big day. Given the overwhelming, oh God, this is not good news. Given the, quote, overwhelming odor of alcohol, the officer gave Johnson a preliminary breath test. It measured his blood alcohol content at 0.31. A later test of his blood came back at 3.32. I mean, what is a 0.08 is drunk, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's
4 times the legal limit.
Yeah.
How much do you have to drink to get up to 0.32?
That's like you're probably drinking hard alcohol all day.
Yeah, I would imagine. That's probably true. All right, speaking of booze hounds, Kristyn Burtt is next.
I've been tracking the weather in Minnesota for a long time. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Ken Barlow. In the morning, I've got to be right because my forecast affects your family's entire day. And in the evening, you can count on my friend, Ren.
That's right, Ken. I'm 5 Eyewitness News evening meteorologist Ren Claire. And as a Minnesotan, I know our weather can be tricky. Throughout the day and into the night, I've got you covered with an accurate forecast to help keep your family safe and ready for any weather.
And don't forget, no matter how things change or what time of day, you'll always get our forecast first at the start of every newscast on 5 Eyewitness News. Start your day with me, Ken Barlow.
And wrap up your day with me, Ren Claire.
Because 5 Eyewitness News is always tracking our weather. So you're always alerted first. It's why 5 Eyewitness News is Minnesota's weather authority.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they taught you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you talk to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast, and I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking, wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Indeed, you are, ladies and gentlemen. Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Has you ever been called a booze hound before?
All the time.
All the time.
By you.
Oh, that's by me. That's right. You're not a big drinker at all, are you?
I am not. No.
Just you'll have a margarita or something once in a while.
Margarita with Mexican food.
With Mexican food,
Just
and
one,
that's the only thing. Just one.
Yeah, just one. Can't drink any more than that. It's too much for my body.
I understand, but I tell you what, I could drink beer all day long and not really show much of a buzz. But if I touched whiskey, I went psychotic.
I can't stand beer.
What?
I know.
You're not even American anymore.
I know. What's wrong with me? No, I like, and I'll do a pina colada by the pool.
Sure, I could see that.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
good.
like the fruity, like,
Yeah,
the
right.
girl
You want it
drink.
to taste good. Yeah,
You're fancy. There's no question about it. Very fancy.
Fancy.
But yeah, I mean, so, I don't know how many years has it been now since I drank alcohol. It's got to be, 12, 13, 14 years. It's been a long time. I know that. And it was not that big a deal. Some people have a
You
bitch.
were drinking when I met you, so
It was? How many years ago was that?
met you. Well, I started doing the podcast in 2012.
So it has been 12 years then. There you go.
Well, you were drinking then, because you used to tweet in the middle of the night.
Shut up. Get away from me, Kristyn Burtt. I'm coming over to beat the
There was
piss.
like a stream of tweets. I'm like, oh, what did he tweet last night?
So was it always negative?
It was usually a rant or a rave.
A rave? I'm going to kill
Rant
someone.
or a rave. I don't know.
So what- I never threatened anybody though, did I?
I don't think so. I just think we were
I'm not
ranting
that
and
kind of guy.
raving.
About how horrible everything is in the world.
Pretty much. But you know what? I'll go back to 12 years ago because I think that horrible was better than this horrible.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Well, the world's a
Backstory.
little chaotic right now.
Oh, you mean the world is just.
The world, not you.
You said I was worse now.
No, you're not. No, I said I want to go back to that world. It's not this one.
Kristyn, I thought of you immediately. Kristen Wiig did a show, and I don't know when this happened, whether it was this year, last year, a couple years ago. She did a show about Palm Beach, which is phenomenal.
Palm Royale.
Palm Royale, that's exactly. Did you
Yes.
watch it?
Yes, it's fantastic.
How old is it?
It's new. It was new this season.
Oh, so it is new this season.
Yeah.
She
They're doing
is-
season 2, though.
Honestly, God, she is terrific in that show. She nails that character.
She is a wonderful actress. You know what I love about her is that she has so much range because she can be so
Yeah.
funny, but she can also be so heartbreaking at the same time. She really is one of those, has a lot of bandwidth as an actor.
There's a person in it, and this is such a Palm Beach thing. It's she knows that she must spend some time there because she knows a lot about Palm Beach. There's no doubt about it. But she has this. She's trying to befriend this woman, and something happens. I can't even remember what it was, but typical Palm Beach woman. She's sitting there crying behind the wheel of a Rolls Royce.
Rich people problems.
Rich people problem. That's exactly right.
1% problems.
Was it on Netflix? What is it
Apple
on?
TV Plus.
Oh, it's Apple TV Plus. Okay.
Mhm.
It's Palm Royale. It's the acting in it is really good.
Yeah, and just about an hour from now, we will find out the Primetime Emmy nomination. So she will
okay.
possibly be in the mix. We'll talk about them tomorrow just to see who like the snubs were or the surprises. But I expect Kristen Wiig to be in the mix for comedy.
Okay, I got to ask you, but don't tell me too much. I'm hoping that at some point, Carol Burnett actually speaks. Though it's not looking good. She's in a coma or something, isn't she?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, okay, don't spoil it for me. You're
Yeah,
right.
don't spoil it. You want to
Okay.
keep. I'm like, you want to keep on watching this. It's
But
such
see,
a good season.
I'll be honest with you, I never liked Kristen Wiig on Saturday Night Live, but I didn't watch it that much. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in 30 years.
Did you see Bridesmaids? She wrote that, got nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, did she? I don't think I ever saw that.
You haven't seen Bridesmaids? That's a
really
good movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
AJ Tevin, will you back me up on Bridesmaids?
I mean,
it's funny. I like it.
Not for me.
Tevin.
Did nothing for me.
We were once friends and now we are not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
He
it
just
holds
told
up
me.
well too. I think Melissa McCarthy's very funny in it. I
Yeah,
mean, it's sophomoric humor. It's along the lines of like, there's something about Mary. There's a lot of like bodily fluid jokes, but
it's one of those where it's like it's on TV. I'll watch it. I'll watch for a couple breaks and whatnot, and then go on with my day. Like I'll stop and take some time for it for sure.
yeah, you can pick it up wherever. Like that's the one
Yes.
thing. It's just funny.
God, we're gonna have to call you during the family podcast because Catherine went off the deep end about Palm Royale. She loves it.
Oh,
You know,
good.
she spends a lot more time with women in that area than I do. You know.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, and the funny thing about Palm Royale is that it could also be, it's Palm Beach, but it could also be Palm Springs. It translates to a lot of different neighborhoods. Could be Beverly Hills. Everyone knows that set.
Do you think that
country
my problem with people like Kristen Wiig, because obviously I don't have a problem with her anymore. Was it the fact that Saturday Night Live got so way over the top political, it wasn't funny anymore?
Well, maybe that's why you tuned out and just missed some of
Did
her.
it?
Really, I mean,
Probably.
that baby hands and the Target woman, like she's got some real characters on Saturday Night Live.
Well, she
But
nails this
it
character.
gets me every time.
Yeah.
And I'm Judy. Yeah.
Judy, yeah, and it's on TikTok all the time.
All right. So before we move on, I did delete those post sites, didn't I? Those are all done.
I think Andy took care of it, to be honest. Your
baby.
son has your back. So
And he still hangs out with me after all that.
after all that, but he took care of you.
Well, that was like the old North Side boy coming out of me.
That's okay. Every once in a while, we have a rant and a rave.
Not anymore. I really don't anymore. I don't rant and rave much anymore.
Never.
Oh, there's could you get this knife out of my back there, Tevin? Could you reach over?
How big was the knife?
Huge.
It was huge. I thought it was just like a paring knife.
That's it.
Yeah,
All right,
that was a little dig.
So now we found out Palm Royale is magnificent, and it is. It's really good. What else you got that's good?
Yeah, I want to say, because I don't think you've watched the series, and I've recommended it multiple times, and season 2 drops today on Hulu. It is Unprisoned with Kerry Washington and Delroy Lindo.
No, I have not seen that. I should. Unprisoned. So she was in prison?
She was not. Her dad was in prison. He
Her
comes
dad-
home to live with her. She's a therapist. Her life's a mess. It's pretty funny. Season 1
it's
was
funny?
excellent. Yeah.
Oh, I have to watch it.
comedy. Yeah.
Unprisoned. And what the site?
Hulu.
It's Hulu. Okay.
Yeah. So season 2 just dropped today. So you'll have plenty of episodes to dig into. And I was like, as I was realizing, I'm like, I think Tom never watched it, even though I kept on saying, you have to watch it. It's really enjoyable.
Well, moving is such a pain in the ass. We think about selling our house and then moving, then by that whole year gets eaten up by the thought that you're moving. So now that we're settled in and I'll unprisoned, not imprisoned, but unprisoned.
Unprisoned.
Okay.
UN.
I will tune it in because I like both those people anyway.
Yeah, Delroy is fantastic. I mean, Carrie's
He's
always
really good.
fantastic. Delroy's always fantastic, but
Yep.
the two of them have great chemistry and they play, father and daughter. They play well off of each other. And John Stamos joins the cast this
Really?
season. So I'm interested to see how that plays out because I haven't seen it. I didn't watch my screener copy yet.
How's he doing? He's good, isn't he?
He's good. Since the death of help me out, Bob
Saget?
from Full House. Bob Saget, thank you. Yeah.
No
Bob
idea.
Saget. I always wonder if he's doing okay.
Yeah, I do too. That's it's interesting you brought that up because that's what I thought of too.
Yeah, I see interviews and I sometimes wonder, this is just me questioning, I wonder if he's sober sometimes. That's all.
I could see that. Did you ever spend any time with Bob Saget?
I had interviewed him a couple of times, but nothing at great length or anything like that.
I was lucky. Jeff Cesario introduced me to him many, many years ago. What a nice man. Just a really great guy.
Yeah, he was a real family guy, like loved his family.
Yep.
really made sure to, you know, his second wife really kind of integrated her into the family wherever there wasn't that like first wife, second wife, you know, everyone's fighting over each other.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it felt like everyone was a really big part of the family, like that blended aspect that can be hard for some families to achieve.
Yeah.
I just think that he was full with love. And if you hear from the cast of Full House, they say that he was always the link to them. He was the one who was always checking in.
Right.
They were okay. And, you know, some of the kids weathered through quite a bit. And he was always making sure that they were loved and they were cared for no matter what.
Then this is the guy that dies. I hate that.
I know. And a lot of people came up with conspiracy theories. They were like, they thought he was murdered or something, which I think caused a lot of trauma to the family when it really just was a freak accident. He hit his head. He didn't seek medical attention. He went to bed and didn't wake up. It's very similar to Natasha Richardson, where she, you know, she fell on the ski slopes, you know, and she just told, you remember, she told the ski patrol, she's like, I think I'm good. And she went home. And she should have gone to the hospital instead because they would have been able to save her.
You know what's amazing about life to me? The fact that you just said that. Because this morning on my walk, I was not paying attention. I was looking down at my phone to see how many miles I'd gone to it because I like to get 5 miles in the morning. I'm looking at my phone, walked under something and hit my head just this morning.
Get your head checked out. That
What
maybe
a
this is a
coincidence
sign.
that is. What do you mean?
No, go to urgent care and get your head checked out.
I better get my head checked out because I did whack my noggin. I'll tell you that.
I once whacked my head in college and on one of those like New York radiators, you know, the metal ones.
Oh, yes.
Old school. And I split my eyebrow open. It was
Oh,
really
yeah.
disgusting because like one of the muscles was like hanging out of my forehead.
Ow!
I know. But I had a concussion and that lasted, you know, the effects of it lasted for quite a while. I had like a bit of like weird amnesia and just that I couldn't like words. I would trip over all the time. Or I remember I was trying to fill out my rent check back when you wrote checks to pay your rent.
Yeah.
And I was telling my roommate at the time, I'm like, I don't know how to fill this out. I mean, how hard is it to fill out a check?
Yeah.
But my brain was just a little bit scrambled for a few weeks.
Do I have hit it right here? Is there any mark or anything?
No, not that I can see.
Oh, I'm good to go then.
All right.
I want some Dr. Tevlar.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
Rub some dirt on it. No.
A little ice pack, put peas on it.
Yeah.
I'm
Frozen
amazed
peas.
by the coincidences in life that it just happened the day I hit my head. We talk about a guy who died from hitting his head.
Well, maybe it is a sign to just go to urgent care. Maybe that's just it. Because listen, if you're not here tomorrow and they're like, he's nursing a concussion, I'm going to be
You're going to be
hopeful that you went. No, I'm going to be hopeful that you went to the doctor.
All right. I could do that.
We'll see if that happens, right?
Oh, hey, okay, Catherine.
Will he actually go to the doctor?
AB
I'm
too.
placing bets that he won't.
No.
That's
What?
the betting favorite.
No chance.
Oh my God, you guys. That's the third stab in the back so far.
It's now a steak knife.
No, instead, it went from a paring knife
Paring knife to a steak knife. It's getting bigger.
All right.
But I'm only saying it just because I care. So
I
you know what?
understand. I understand. It's
And
very
getting men
nice.
to go to the doctor is crazy.
Is it really?
Oh, my husband is like, I'm like, go for your checkup. You just got to go for your checkup. And I'm like, it's going to the doctor when you're well. So you're not going when you're sick. And they're like, oh, you should have come in 6 months ago.
No. One thing I will tell you is that's one good thing about playing the game of golf. Because if you golf, you're going to meet a lot of doctors. So you can just go see somebody you know.
Right on the course, right on the 18th hole.
Yeah, 18th hole. Hey, will you check out my noggin? What's the deal?
We must be playing with a different group of golfers.
Oh, doctors on
Is
every.
it that Rolls Royce crying in the Rolls Royce again?
Crying it's crying in the Rolls Royce again. That's exactly what
Sounds like an episode of Royal Pains.
Yeah. One other thing I want to mention, because we are in the era of sports documentaries because of the Olympics. My girl, Simone Biles, her documentary dropped today on Netflix, Simone Biles Rising. And anyone who followed her journey from Tokyo to now knows that she is on her redemption tour after dealing with a lot of mental health issues during Tokyo and the twisties, and I think the after effects of the Larry Nassar issue. So,
Oh God, what a
Yeah.
how many young women was that again?
hundreds.
Hundreds.
I mean, I think that I'm gonna guess the total in my head. Somewhere between 250 and 300 women came forward.
Really?
They know that there are more. It's probably in the thousands, they believe, because he treated people from the 1990s all the way up until 2016.
Really?
And so many young women and girls, because it's kind of it really hit like girls between 12 and into their mid 20s, raised the red flag, asked for help, sounded the alarm, and so many people failed them. And
really?
FBI, USA Gymnastics, coaches, some parents, it's awful.
And it was like all sexual violations, was it not?
Correct. He was saying that these were medical treatments when it was sexual abuse. And when you're 12 and 13, you don't necessarily understand what, say, like a gynecological exam is and when you are safe and in a safe space versus what medical treatment is. And so they didn't know. He often, and people say, well, what about the parents? Why weren't the parents there? Oftentimes he did it in front of the parents. They were in the room and he would shield them. Like he would just move his body into a position where the parents couldn't see. So in a kid's mind, you have to remember this. They're thinking, well, if my parents here, it is safe. It is so twisted and sick. It's unbelievable.
See, the average man cannot understand why somebody would even do that. What is the joy of imposing yourself on someone else? I don't get that.
Well, it's someone who is very ill and, we can't even comprehend that. We can't comprehend what he did to everybody. No. And it just makes me tremendously sad because these were teens. Our team is a little bit older now. They're in their 20s. But at the time, our gymnasts were 14, 15, and 16 winning gold medals for our country at world championships and at the Olympics. And like, I don't look at the London games the same anymore because all of them have said that entire team was abused. And they're like, the night before I won this gold, I was abused.
Unbelievable.
You just look at it from such a different lens now. And I love the sport. I hate how for years, how the Carolis ruled the entire federation and things have gotten a lot better. And the gymnasts now have a voice, which is really great.
Indeed it is. Okay. So we're going to have a contest for tomorrow. How many times you're going to tell me to go get my noggin checked?
Today was the warning. So
that's the warning. Okay.
Because you and then we talked about Natasha Richardson. We talked about Bob Saget.
We did indeed. All right, young lady, we will talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. I mean, just from social posts, how would she know I was drinking?
I love that she's like, oh, yeah, the overnight tweets. Woke up in the morning, checked it with my cup of coffee. Yeah, let's see what Tom was on.
There was no newspaper for her in the Burtt household then. It was strictly Tom tweets in the morning and done.
Well, I did have to adjust to, certain people's attitude. You know what I mean?
Probably wasn't the worst thing that was tweeted out ever on Twitter, so you're fine.
No, I'm sure you had some stuff going on.
Get out, both of you.
All right.
We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Family show up in about 10 minutes.